Hey guys, Amanda here. With Halloween coming up, I figured I'd do a video about paranormal activity. This is kind of a response to Joey's video that he did a couple days ago about his experiences with paranormal activity. First off, I'm going to talk about the movies, Paranormal Activity 1 and Paranormal Activity 2. I saw Paranormal Activity 1 in the theaters, and it was actually kind of scary. There was parts where I was just like, this is dumb, but then there was parts that made me yell and jump. I saw it in a very packed theater with a lot of people, and so their responses sort of made the movie. You get more into it if other people are into it too. After the movie was over, no one left the theaters. Out of the whole packed theater, not a single person got up and left. We were all just sitting there staring at the screen for like 5 minutes straight. Finally, this girl goes, "Hey, why are we still all here?" And everybody kind of awkwardly laughed. And then a couple people were like, "Because I don't want to go home. No, I don't want to leave. This is scary. That's some messed up stuff." And like everybody was freaking out, and it was really kind of funny. I mean, we all eventually got up and left, but it was great that everyone kind of had the same response. I hadn't seen Paranormal Activity 2 until today. I decided I was going to watch it and record my response for you guys as sort of like a reaction video. I didn't really have a lot of exciting reactions while watching the movie, so I'm not going to use that footage. I didn't think the second movie was as scary as the first one. I really didn't have any moments where I was like really freaked out. A lot of it was boring and like not a lot of stuff was happening until the very end. I didn't realize right away that it was the same family as the first movie, which I guess is kind of my blondness coming in. But when I did realize that, that kind of freaked me out a little bit, because I knew that with the third movie coming out that there is stuff going on with both ends of the family. And with the way that the first movie ended, I knew that that was coming, and there was going to be something that had to do with that in the second movie. Like I said earlier, the ending was really the scariest part of the movie. It was pretty crazy how they tied the two movies together and brought that into it. I was freaked out a little bit. I did yell and go a couple of times, but it was kind of cheesy, and it really didn't scare me that much. Movies that I should check out, let me know. I really don't get scared that easily when it comes to movies, so we'll see what happens. Okay, in the second part of this video is where I'm going to be responding to Joey's video. He talked about some of the stuff he's experienced paranormally and asked us to tell what's happened in our lives. I've only had one real experience with paranormal activity, and it was a couple years ago. My friend had passed away recently, and I was at her house watching her 2 children while their father and my husband were out trying to get their mind off things. I was laying on the bed with their oldest daughter, and she was asleep. All of a sudden, someone turned off the light in the room and turned the TV up. I sat up really quick, and the light was on still, and the TV was at the same volume that it was on. I ran out of the room and asked the other kids in the house if they had come in the room and touched the light, and they all insisted that they hadn't left their rooms and that they weren't the ones that came in the room. I kind of passed it off as I was falling asleep, and I really must have just noticed something. So a little while later, I lay back down, and I started falling asleep again, and again I heard the click of the light. I sat up, and the light hadn't changed. It was still off, and there was nothing going on. Laying back down, I was kind of like, okay, maybe I'm just losing my mind. Maybe I'm just really tired. There's been a lot of stuff going on. There's really nothing in here. I don't believe in that kind of stuff. Whatever. So I was laying there, and all of a sudden someone sat at the end of the bed, reached over, grabbed my foot, and tugged on it. Thinking I had fallen asleep, I figured it was my husband back from being out, and he was just waking me up so we could leave. I sat up quickly, turned and looked, and there was no one in the room. I walked around the house, and all the kids were in bed, and there was nobody there at all. Now, I don't know if I believe in paranormal activity or believe in ghosts and stuff, but what I felt that night was real. Someone sat at the end of the bed, grabbed my foot, and tugged at it. Now, the other stuff that happened that night, I'm really not sure about. I don't know if it was just my overactive imagination, but that alone was pretty freaky. My friend that had passed away had told me about stuff that had happened to her before, and things that had leading up to her death that had happened, and it just really kind of got me freaked out. Her brother also had talked about stuff that happened in that house, and other people had said things that they had felt when they were in that house. I don't know. I believe in God, and I don't think that anything's going to harm me. I think God protects me and keeps me safe. But I know I don't mess around with this kind of stuff, and I don't mess around with demons and ghosts and things. I just kind of let God handle it and let things go as they are. Alright, guys, see you tomorrow, and hopefully on a happier note.